All right, what's up, guys? So it looks like we're going into the red cards first here. After the last video was leaders. Now we're going into the red cards for OP-03 Pillars of Strength. First card up is ADO. He is a 4-cost, 5k power, red color, 1k counter, Odyssey type character card. Effect is Dawn ×1 when attacking, so that puts him at a 6k when attacking. Okay, your opponent cannot activate a blocker character that has 2,000 or less power during this turn. Okay, this is solid. I think this is fine. I don't think this is insane. I don't think this is bad. This has got to be, just a straight up 5. Maybe actually, because of the effect, it's still a 4-drop 5k with a 1k counter, and when you attach one Dawn, he swings for 6 and can't be blocked by the 2,000 or less blockers. I would give this a 6 out of 10. This is a solid card. It's nothing crazy, but it's pretty solid. Okay, next we have Izzo. She is a 1-cost, 2,000 power red character, type Land of Wano and Whitebeard Pirates. Okay. Effect, and a 1k counter, by the way, 1,000 counter. Effect is on play, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 card with a type including Whitebeard Pirates, other than Izzo, and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So this is your Whitebeard Pirates searcher card. Solid. This card is, pretty straightforward, pretty good. It's just your 1-drop searcher. I don't know how else to say it, but it does have a 1k counter. 2,000 powers, whatever, the 1-drop. Yeah, it's doing what it's supposed to do. On play, you're looking at 5 cards and revealing, and it is reveal up to 1 card with a type including Whitebeard Pirates other than Izzo. So you can search for anything that is Whitebeard Pirates. An event, character, whatever. Okay, solid card. And it has a 1k counter on it. I would say this is an 8 out of 10. It's not going to go around smashing anything or killing anything, but it's going to definitely get you to the answers you need. So I would give this a 7 out of 10 or an 8 out of 10 for me. Like, this is just above average, very solid card. For a searcher, someone might even say this is up there like in a, a 10 out of 10 range. I don't know, but because I don't remember many searchers having 1k counters, or maybe they do. Yeah, maybe they do, actually. I'm sorry. It's just, you never play them as counters. But anyway, solid card. I'll give it a 7 out of 10, bare minimum, maybe higher. Okay, Curiel, a 3-costed, 4k power, 1,000 counter, red card, Whitebeard Pirates. Effect. This character cannot attack a leader on the turn in which it is played, but attach 1 Dawn to it, and it does gain rush. So the idea is you're not allowed to swing at leaders the turn it comes into play, which I do agree with that. That's a good effect. Keeps it balanced. It's too bad more cards don't have that, right? But no, I understand. I get it. This is solid. This is just a common, by the way. It kind of has the vanilla stats for a card are typically 3-cost, 5k power with a 1k counter. So you're losing the 1k power to give it rush if you attach an additional Dawn to it. This is solid. I would say this is out of 5. This is just an average card. I don't think it's amazing. I don't think it's bad. It's just extremely average. So I'm going to give it a 5. I'll try not to spend too long on each one of these reviews, guys. This video will be an hour long. But no, we'll try to make it better than that. Okay, Thatch is a 1-drop or a 1-costed 2,000 power red character that is 1,000 counter, Whitebeard Pirates. Effect, activate main. Once per turn, this character gains plus 2,000 power during this turn. Then, trash this character at the end of this turn. Okay, so, you're going to get a swing in. I don't really see this seeing any play. Did we not just literally see she's a 1/2/1 that just searches for what you need? I don't see why you'd ever play this card, personally. I would even say it's below average, even though it has a counter. This is just... again, and when you activate it, this character gains plus 2,000, so it's only a 4,000. So you're still going to have to invest more into it if you want to swing face. Yeah, I see this as like a 3 or a 4, maybe a 2 or a 3. I'll put it at a 4. I think I'll put it at a 4 because it does at least have a 1K counter. I think with the way that I rate cards, anything that has a 1,000 counter has to at least be like a 3.5, maybe a 4. And then anything with a 2,000 counter, it just has to be at least a 6 because, I mean, you can always just use it as a 2K counter. So this card, I'm going to give a 3.5. I'm just going to go with 3.5 for this one. Speed Jill. This is a vanilla. 4 cost, 6,000 power, red character, Whitebeard Pirates, 1,000 counter. 5 out of 5. This is just an average, solid card. There's nothing wrong or right about it. It just is what it is. Okay, 3 drop. 3 cost, 5,000 power, red character who is a Fishman and Whitebeard Pirates with a 1,000 counter. This is your vanilla 3 drop. I'll get a 5 out of 5. Okay, Buggy. 1 cost, 3,000 power. Already, that's on curve, so that's already solid. Red color, Buggy Pirates is the type. Excuse me. This character cannot be KO'd in battle by slash attribute cards. That's interesting. On play, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 red event and add it to your hand. Reveal up to 1 red event and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Okay, that's interesting. It's a searcher, for event cards. So I'm at least going to... I mean, it's already, I would say just under a 5 for being a 1-drop, 3-power card, but it doesn't have a counter. Like, 1 costs 3,000 power, but no counter. So it's right at around a 3.5 to a 4. But then... this character cannot be KO'd in battle by slash. That probably puts it back at average, I guess. But the on-play effect puts it around... I'd give this around a 6.5, just kind of judging. Like, just on paper, what it does. It's a 5.5, 6. This is nothing crazy, I don't think. It's probably going to be your searcher card for your ace, the ace leader decks. Maybe it goes up to a 7 or an 8 in that kind of deck. I don't know, but it doesn't have a counter. It doesn't have... You can't search for characters, you're only searching for events. But we do know the ace deck is probably going to be very event heavy. So in that deck, it's probably higher, but on paper, I would give this a 6.5. Just on, for what the card's worth, so to speak. Haruta, this is a 2 cost, 3,000 power, red character with a 1,000 counter. Okay. Whitebeard Pirates, activate main once per turn. Give up to 1 Rested Dawn card to your leader or one of your characters. This is solid. I don't know if this will... I don't know where this card sees play, but the card itself, on paper, for what it's worth, is just like a solid 6 or 7. Like, I put it above average, because it is a 2-3, so it's a little above average, but it has the 1,000 counter still. Whitebeard Pirates, and that main, you're not having to rest him, right? You're not having to rest him to activate that. It's just activate on your main once per turn. Give up to 1 Rested Dawn card to your leader or one of your characters. I give this a 6.5. I give this a 6.5 because I don't know where it sees play, but it seems like a decent card. It's just, even though you don't have to rest it, it's probably not going to stick around for long. It's just an easy target for a lot of cards, and it can still swing, I guess, if you give it some strength. I mean, you can give it its own effect, right? Give up to 1 Rested Dawn card to your leader or one of your characters. Well, he is one of your characters. I mean, I don't know. Seems interesting. I'd give it a 6.5 though. Maybe better in the right deck. Okay, Fossa. Don't know how to say it. This is a 2-costed, 2,000 power, 1K counter, red Whitebeard Pirate. Effect blocker. So this is just a 2/2/1 blocker. That's all that this is. This is a nice... I think this is your average 2-costed blocker. Like your Rosinantes, this is your average 2-drop, 2K, 1,000 counter blocker. Give it a 5 out of 5, just very average. Blamenco. This is a 2-costed, 3,000 power, red character, Whitebeard Pirates with 1K counter. Dawn ×1. When attacking, give up to one of your opponent's characters -2,000 power during this turn. So, like, this is one of those cards where the effect is really cool, but what deck are you playing this in? Like, on paper, this is a nice 6 out of 10, right? Like, for what it does, maybe even a 7 out of 10, you could argue. So I'll give it a 6 or 6.5 out of 10. because this does help you get to your effects, but it's going to get destroyed so easily. So, I mean, maybe I'm being too generous. Maybe it's just an average. Maybe it's just a 5. But I won't spend too much time on this. I don't see this card as being insane. Anything that's when attacking in and of itself is going to be an issue in my eyes for when I'm making a deck, because as everyone knows, you don't always get to attack. You know, sometimes it just doesn't happen. So, I give it a 5 out of 10, maybe a 6 out of 10. I'm sorry, I'm kind of indecisive on that one. I don't see it as being that great. Okay, Marshall D. Teach. This is a 4-drop or a 4-costed 6,000 power red Whitebeard Pirates character. He has no counter, so the effect better be good, right? Effect, when attacking, another when attacking, you may trash one of your red characters with 4,000 power or more to draw 1 card. Then this character gains plus 1,000 power during this battle. Okay, anything that has the potential to draw cards, I put at least a 5,000 or a 5 out of 10. Sorry, I was thinking 5. I was reading all those thousands. I at least put at a 5 out of 10. But I would say this, you know, he's well statted, right? Like the 4-cost 6,000 body. That's on course. Yeah, that's on par for the course. But it's when attacking, you may trash one of your red characters to draw a card, and it's not just any red character; it's a character with 4,000 power or more. And he does gain 1,000, so you know you're I don't know. This one, in my personal opinion, is not very good because of the clause. You may trash one of your red characters with 4,000 power or more. Well, who are you going to want to trash this 4,000 power or more? And then you're going to draw the card. Well, you just trash the card to draw a card. It's just more like a cycle effect. And then this character gains plus 1,000. That part's nice. You know, draw 1 card and plus 1,000 is nice. But trashing one of your cards when attacking is not as nice. So I don't know. I'm going to put this as average. You know, I'm going to put this as a nice average 5 out of 10. Marco. Okay, this is the 5-cost, 6,000 power Marco here. Red color, 1,000 counter. Everything looks good so far. Everything. And then type is Whitebeard. Effect, your turn on play. Your turn on play. That's weird. Your turn on play. KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 3,000 power or less. I guess if you were to somehow get this on your opponent's turn, it's just weird it says that. KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 3,000 power or less. Okay, so that's like there's your Vista right there, it baked into this 5/6 Marco here. And then on KO, you may trash one event from your hand. You may play this character card from your trash rested. Okay, so I mean he's like the other Marco, like the Defender one, right? Like where he can just keep on surviving, but instead of tossing a Whitebeard card, all you have to do is trash an event from your hand. So a little more staying power, or well, a little more options than just Whitebeard, but he's not a Defender. So he's still very good because he has the Vista. You know, you take something like this. I would give this card like an 8 or 9. This might be a 10 out of 10, honestly, because he's 5-costed for 6,000 power and a 1,000 counter. And he KOs up to one of your opponent's characters, you know, with a 3,000 power or less. And then on KO, he's sticking around. You know, and you just have to trash an event, obviously. And yeah, I would say this is a 9 out of 10 for me, if not a 10 out of 10. This is an extremely good card. It's the ability to stick around. He's a 6 baseline, so he's swinging into everything baseline. And that on play effect, yeah, I'll give this a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 here. I'm going to go 9.5. I'm going 9.5 for this one. All right. Okay, this is just the parallel art of him. Then we get Monkey D. Garp, the 3-costed 5,000 power version, Navy type. This is a red Navy card, okay. When attacking, play up to 1 red character card with a cost of 1 from your hand. Play up to 1 red character card with a cost of 1 from your hand. So I guess Makino or Otama or like, you know, something along those lines. I don't know. You know, that's cool. You know, a little bit of ramp here. He's Navy though, so it's interesting. I'm not sure what. Maybe there's going to be another kind of aggro deck coming out of red. This is just a solid card though. It is when attacking though. Excuse me. If I said when on play, I meant when attacking. It is when attacking. So I don't know. I really don't like the card that much. I'm going to be honest, because you're playing up to one red character. What are you going to want to play that is a 1 cost from your hand? Maybe there's a really good card that goes with this, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. I don't know. And that's when attacking. Like, why didn't you play the 1-drop on turn 1? You know what I mean? I don't know. Okay, I'm giving it doesn't have a counter. It's a 3/5. That's nice, but no counter. This effect is mediocre. I'm giving it a 4. 3.5 to 4. Okay, Limb. This is a 3 cost, 2,000 power, no counter, red Odyssey character. Blocker. Okay, so, excuse me, this is a blocker. Opponent's turn. When this character is KO'd, give up to one of your opponent's leader or character cards minus 2,000 power during this turn. Okay, so opponent's turn, when this character is KO'd, so you can't do any kind of offensive shenanigans with this. But when this character is KO'd, give up to one of your opponent's leaders or character cards minus 2,000 power during this turn. That's not bad. For the decks that like to spread, a lot of characters on the board, this is a pretty solid card against that, because it is a blocker. You're going to block one attack, then you're going to knock off the power of another attack. Like, this card itself doesn't have a counter or any type of trigger ability. So, I mean, I'm going to have to go with, think of it like this. You could have had a 2-costed 2,000 power blocker for 1,000 with a 1,000 counter, even though it doesn't have that effect. So you're paying 1 extra Dawn for that effect. And, it kind of comes down to this. It depends on what's on the board. That's all I'm going to say. I think this card can be good. I'll give it just an average score, because it does stop 2 attackers in 1 turn, theoretically. And even if they kill this character, even if she's KO'd before she has the chance to block, she can at least drop their leader down 2,000, right? So, okay, I'll give this a 6. It's a little better than average because of that alone, right? It does, even when killed, turn their attack off. So I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10, maybe a 6.5, it kind of depends. Flame Emperor. Okay, we're into the event cards now. We got a 7-costed red Whitebeard Pirates event. Okay, this one is main. If your leader is Portgoss D Ace, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 8,000 power or less, and your leader gains double attack and plus 3,000 power during this turn. Wow. And then it does have a trigger as well, obviously. Of course. I guess not obviously, I should have said of course. KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 6,000 power or less. So jet pistol on trigger, right? And then for 7, if your leader is Ace, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 8,000 power or less, and then your leader gets plus 3,000 power and double strike or double attack. This is very good. It is very costly. It's your whole turn. It is your whole turn, right? But this is a very strong card. I would put this up in the 9 category, 8 or 9. Probably a solid 8.5, actually. I'll put it right in between 9 and 10, because it is your whole turn. The double attack is nice, of course, but like, I have to always think of this in terms of what's in the meta. I mean, I'm trying to think of the card on paper, but then I'm also thinking on meta. It's like, if the one guy on their side is a Borsellino, well, you can't even KO him, right? Or, I don't know. I think this is a solid card, extremely good card on paper. If your leader is Ace, KO up to one of your opponent's characters is 8k or less. I mean, that's pretty much everything, right? That's especially if you combo this with a what's her name? Anything in red that lowers cost, or power rather. And now your Ace becomes 8,000 with double attack. Very solid. I'm going 8.5 with this. I can't go over that because it is so expensive. It is a 7 cost. Okay. Crossfire. This is 2 cost red Whitebeard event. This is a excuse me, main or counter. So you can use it in your main or as a counter. If your leader type includes Whitebeard Pirates, Give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 4,000 power during the turn. Okay, so there's a card you can combo it with, right? Trigger, activate this card's main effect. So trigger and everything. This is just an extremely solid card. It's just not good by itself. It has to be used in, coordination with another card. So I give this a 6 because I do think it's better than average, because you can use it as a main effect or a counter effect. It's only 2 cost, and you're dropping someone by 4,000. That turns your Vista on. That turns on your new Marco. I'll give this actually a 7.5. This is borderline 8 territory, if not an 8. 7.5 to an 8, actually. Yeah, not a 6. This is 7.5 to 8. Fire Fist. We got a 3 cost red Whitebeard Pirates card. Event, Whitebeard Pirates event. Effect, main, you may trash one event from your hand, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 5,000 power or less, and up to one of your opponent's characters with 4,000 power or less. Okay, now this is a 10. This is a flat out 10 in my opinion, because you are just in your main killing 2 characters. 5,000 power or less, and then 4,000 power or less. Trigger, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 5,000 power or less. Okay, so trigger, you just get the first effect without having to discard. I think this, I'm at least go 9 with it. I'm at least going to go 9.5, but this might actually be a 10 in my opinion, because you're trashing an event from your hand to KO 2. Think about how strong this is in the current game itself. Black has maybe let's just say like Kobe, right? You're playing a 3-drop, 4,000 body, and it is a 1K counter, but you're playing that to, kill something that's 3 costs or less, and you're discarding a card to do so. So you're doing the 2 cards for 1. Well, this is that, but it also has this trigger, and this is a 3 cost as well. I would put this as a 9.5. I'm scared to give something a 10, but I'm giving this a 9 or a 9.5. It's somewhere in there. Awesome, strong card. And it's not even held to just like Whitebeard Pirates or Ace. This card's up there. This is a really, really good card. This can be run in any kind of red deck. So if it's red-black, if it's red-green, this can be run in just about anything. Really solid. Really. Now, you do have to have the reason I go to 9.5, right, is you do have to trash an event. So if you don't have an event, you can't even use the card. So very solid, though. Very solid. Okay, Fire Fist. This is just the alternate art. This looks amazing. Amazing artwork. Excellent artwork. Same card. And then Fiery Doll. We have 2 cost red Whitebeard Pirate event. Main, your leader gains plus 4,000 power during this turn. Trigger, give one of your opponent's leader or character cards minus 10,000 power during this turn. So, hey, I mean, you can really shut somebody down with that trigger, but that's very situational, because what if they swung with their last guy, then this thing does nothing. So I'll say that the trigger is very, it can be amazing, or it could be a total bust. Main, your leader gains plus 4,000 power during this turn. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna give this a little above average, a 5.5 or a 6, because the idea is you could just attach 2 Dawn and give your leader plus 2,000 for the cost of this card, right? So this gives you a little more than that. We'll put it at about a 6.5. Okay, and Striker, 1 cost. This is a red Whitebeard Pirates stage card. Effect, activate main. Pay 2, right? You may rest the specified number of Dawn cards in your cost area. Pay 2. You may rest this stage if your leader is Ace, Portgas the Ace. Excuse me, Portgas the Ace. Look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 event and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So that seems really strong, just in general. Pay 2 to rest the stage and search 5 from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 event. This seems really good. This seems like it can be really strong with a lot of the stuff we just saw. But just, judging the card for what it is right here, it's a 1-cost stage, so that's excellent. That's at least a 5 out of 5, or a 5 out of 10, excuse me. And then with it being a 2-cost activate main, search 5, I'm going to put this at like an 8.5, for what it is. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be like this insanely good card, but if you're running the Ace deck, why would you not run this, right? Because that's what it's made for, is the Portgas the Ace deck. Why would you not run this? Solid card. And I think that's probably the last one. Nice. So next time we'll be going into green. Awesome. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed that, guys. I know that these, these are always fun to watch, to see what people's opinions are on these cards. I love watching other people's as well. And I can't wait to get, into the black cards, which is probably going to be towards the end, but those are my colors. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Be sure to leave comments in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, whatever. Help me out with it, whatever you can if you enjoy what you see. All right, till next time, guys. Thanks.